Hello out there, Bulba Tube. My name is Obi and I have been recruited by Professor Bulba himself as an upcoming Pokemon YouTuber. I am what you would call a Pokemon theorist, and today my job is to try to give you a rare YouTube condition known as mind equals blown. So sit back and enjoy as we try to discover Lieutenant Surge's secret origin.
Just get on with it.
Before we begin, we need to establish a few interesting facts regarding Lieutenant Surge. I'm sure all of you guys are pros and know this already, but just allow me to refresh your memory. First, Lieutenant Surge is the gym leader of Vermilion City, found in Kanto, and specializes in electric Pokemon. For those who don't know, the Kanto region we all know and love is actually based on a real place in Japan that also happens to share the same name. Thanks to a convenient sign found in Vermilion City, we learned that Lieutenant Surge is known as the Lightning American. This is very important as it points out to him being a foreigner from America, which in the Pokemon universe that would be the equivalent of the Unova region. In fact, during the Pokemon World Tournament from Pokemon Black and White 2, the man who is in charge of describing all the world leaders questions if Lieutenant Surge is from Unova. The last thing that we need to know is what caused so much controversy around this character, and that is his infamous line from the original games. "I tell you kid, Pokemon saved me during the war. They zapped my enemies into paralysis, the same as I'll do to you." So many theories have been brought to life because of Lieutenant Surge referencing a war, but the main question that everybody has been trying to answer is which war is he really talking about? Although in all theory, here is my approach, and it all begins with this picture. This is an artwork from the Kuchiba City Gym themed deck. Nothing really unusual, except that there was something that really caught my attention, and that is his badge. Specifically the way that he's wearing it. Because Lieutenant Surge is in the army, it gives the impression that he's displaying it as many soldiers would display their awarded medals. We know that the Thunder badge is in the shape of an A-pointed gold star, so I set on a quest to see if his badge would resemble a real medal in our world, when all of a sudden I came across this. Not exactly the same, but similar. The difference here is that you have two A-pointed gold stars together. But then I realized that there was something wrong about this, and turns out that I was just looking at the back of it. Here's the front. Notice anything interesting? It's an eagle, the American symbol, holding two lightning bolts. Turns out that this is known as an air medal. Quote, "The air medal was established by Executive Order 9158, signed by Franklin D. Roosevelt on May 11, 1942. The medal is awarded to anyone who, while serving in any capacity in or with the armed forces of the United States, distinguishes himself or herself by meritorious achievement while participating in aerial flight." End quote. In short, this is a medal awarded only to the best of pilots. If I am onto something, I would need to prove that Lieutenant Surge is in fact a pilot. Fear not, Pokemon theorists, the evidence is actually there. The Pokemon Journal from Vermilion City and Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green states the following. Lieutenant Surge is rumored to have been a pilot while home in America. He used the electricity generated by Pokemon to power up his plane. That, Pokemon fans, is known as a primary source. So with that covered, let's go back to our main question. Which war is Lieutenant Surge referring to? I believe this is none other than the Pacific War. For those who don't know, the United States took part of this war after the events of Pearl Harbor during World War II against Japan. This would explain why Lieutenant Surge is in Kanto. I believe he is stationed there after the war. But if I haven't blown your mind yet, let's take this theory to the next level, and that is trying to figure out Lieutenant Surge's secret origin. After some extensive research, I came across the top aces during this conflict, and the one person that stood out the most is an American pilot known as the Ace of Aces, Lieutenant Richard I. Bong. For some reason, there are just too many coincidences between him and Lieutenant Surge. First, we have the fact that they were both lieutenants during their time in the war. Now get this, the plane in which he accomplished all of his major achievements is known as the P-38 Lightning. Mr. Bong was first assigned to the 49th Fighter Squadron. Here is their emblem. Anyone else noticing the lightning here? I think the title of the American Lightning would suit this pilot perfectly, don't you guys agree? But I am not done yet. Here's my last piece of evidence. Remember when I said that the Pokemon Kanto is based on a real Kanto? Well, here's what the wiki says about the real Kanto. Quote, "Most of the United States military bases on the island of Honshu are situated in the Kanto Plain. These include Naval Air Facility Atsugi, Yokota Air Base, Yokosuka Naval Base, and Camp Sama." End quote. What is interesting here is what the wiki has to say about Naval Air Facility Atsugi. Quote, General Douglas MacArthur arrived on Atsugi on August 30th to accept Japan's surrender. Shortly afterwards, elements of the USAAF 3rd Bombardment Group moved in, around September 8th, being replaced by the USAAF 49th Fighter Group on September 15th, which handled the initial cleanup of the heavily damaged airfield along with the 1539th Army Air Forces Base Unit to provide station facilities. Do you know what this means? The same group that Mr. Bong was part of, the 49th Fighter Group, was in Kanto to provide station facilities, which is of course where we find our beloved Lieutenant Surge. Well, there you have it, Pokemon fans. That is my crazy theory. I hope that you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more amazing videos here at BulbaTube. If I happen to blow your mind and think your head can handle another one, you can head over to my channel where I cover other theories such as Luca's secret origin and the Pokemon theory of everything, where I attempt to create one theory to explain many of the weird events found in the Pokemon universe. Until the next Pokemon video, peace out.
He sure talks a lot.